My name is Sarah, and I'm from Asia. Have you ever had something that the more your parents forbid you from doing, the more you want to do it? Even when you know it's wrong? I am the girl with the rebellious mentality. Please like and subscribe to the LDA channel to listen to my story. My father was a prominent professor at the university. As the only daughter, my parents expected me to become a teacher. My mother was responsible for my care and education since my father had a busy schedule. My mother had a very strict way of managing her children. My life in high school was like hell. I had absolutely no voice in the family, and all my opinions were always rejected by my mother. When I wanted to be refute her, she always said this: "I just want the best for you." I didn't have the right to decide even a small thing. One day, my mother took me shopping. Standing in front of the dressing counter, I picked up a white shirt. "You shouldn't wear white. You're post beans. Easy to get dirty. You don't do your own laundry, so you can understand my struggle." I hastily put the shirt down, choosing the black one next to it. My mother frowned again, remarking, "Black doesn't suit you. You're young. You should choose bright colors." "How many colors does this dress have?"
Our store has pink and gray right now too, ma'am.
"I'll get this pink and an M. This color is fine. Taking a slightly wider size will cover your body. Oh, do you like it?" I could only nod awkwardly. Mom never knew that pink was the color I hated the most. The shirt was probably be thrown into the closet by me again. My parents were obsessed with rankings because Mom wanted me to be always number one. She signed me up for a lot of extra classes. My day, apart from eating and sleeping, was spent studying. Once, I fainted from studying too hard. My mother was called to the school's infirmary. As soon as I woke up, I saw my mother's face. Assuming that if I looked like that, my mother would advise me to rest to recuperate. But instead, she looked at the watch and said, "Are you awake? So luckily, we're still in time to get to extra math class. Let's hurry up." I felt such self-pity that I burst into tears. The first time I dared to speak out loud. "Mom, I just woke up. Can you give me a day off?" "Sarah, you should watch your attitude. Are you yelling at me? If you have a day off, you'll miss so much knowledge. I'll buy you some food on the way." "No, I'm tired. I just want to rest." "I'm not stranger to girls your age. You faint because you're fasting to get in shape. Don't use this as an excuse to be lazy." Hearing the mother and daughter arguing loudly, the nurse came and advised my mom to pay more attention to my health and not to force me to study too much. Thanks to a professional reminder, I didn't have to attend an extra class that day. However, my mother did not change, and she still forced me to do what she wanted. One morning, my mother drove me to school. "I'm going to take you off of those old extra classes. I don't find them working, and I'll assign you up for the same classes as Anna, who places first in your class." "Huh? Anna even has more classes than I do. Why don't you let me take a class to improve my health? I'd like to learn martial arts for self-defense." "What are you learning for nonsense? I pick you up every day. You're not in danger. Just focus on learning. If you don't get into college, we don't know where to hide our faces." I bowed my head and sighed, just obeying. Seeing that I wasn't happy. "Daughter, it's almost your birthday. Will I give you an iPad to study on?" "Really? Thank you, Mom." "But I have one condition. Next time you take the exam, you'll have to get a higher score than Anna. Since you've been in the same class as her, you've always placed second. I don't like this going on." My mood dropped again, and the newfound joy burst like a bubble. One thing my mother didn't know was that, at school, because of my good grades, I was often forced by a bunch of friends to let them copy. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Therefore, I was resigned to it every time. That day, I've been pushed into a corner again. I shakily took the workbook from my bag and handed it to them. Hira smirked. Putting the notebook aside, she kicked one foot against the wall, preventing me from escaping. "I don't need your homework today.
Lend me $100.
I don't that. Oh, sorry. I don't have.
Please spare me. Don't lie. Your wealthy mom gives you pocket money every day. Will you lend me money or not?
I clutched my briefcase, refusing to let go. Hero raised her hand to threaten to hit me, but suddenly, a briefcase flew up and hit her, followed by shouts.
The overseer is coming. Hurry up.
As soon as they heard the overseer, Hero and the girl next to her ran away. A short-haired girl ran over and picked up the briefcase on the ground. She was my classmate. I pulled her hand and urged her to hurry away, but Lelia soberly said,
He's not coming. I just scared them. Why are you listening to them?
I don't want to get into trouble.
You idiot. Those guys are the problem. You have to fight back. If I hadn't show up, what would you have been like?
Thank you.
Come with me from now on. They don't dare touch me.
We shook hands, and from that day on, the bullies stopped looking for me. Lelia and I became friends like that. Lelia was an isolated student. She did poorly in school, fought frequently, and her parents were usually called. But Lelia was not a bad person. She often acted to protect those who were bullied. What should I say? The bullies were very scared of her, and none wanted to be involved in a crazy one. But I was different. We talked very well. And Lelia's thoughts were not like the bookworm friends that Mom wanted me to befriend. When there was too much pressure, I often confided in her.
Oh, it's so tiring living in your home. If I was your mother's child, I would resist all of her unreasonable demands. If your mother tells me to turn left, I'll definitely turn right.
I giggled. Lelia always knew how to dispel my sadness. As Mom picked me up from school, she saw me with Lelia. On the way home, my mother asked, Who was that little girl with you earlier? Why haven't I met her before? How's her family doing? What's her rank in class? I didn't hide anything and told Mom, mentioning that she had helped me. But as soon as I mentioned her achievements, she seriously reminded me. You should make friends with those who study well like Anna. Don't waste time sticking to Lelia anymore. I have no requirement for your friendship, but you should know how to choose people who have good influences on you. I wanted to say some exoneration for my friend, but was blocked by my mother. Don't argue. I just want the best for you. I ignored my mother's words and still sneakily played with Lelia. The closer we were, the more I admired her. Unlike her rebellious appearance, Lelia was a girl with a sensitive soul. Especially, she drew beautifully. Lelia once showed me her paintings, and I was amazed. Wow, you'll probably become a famous painter or sculptor in the future.
I don't want to be a painter.
Does your family agree?
My dad is so supportive. He even compliments me often.
So jealous. Seeing that I wasn't happy, Lelia asked me to eat. However, I refused because I had an extra class in the evening. Lelia brushed it off.
Oh dear, are you going to study worse right away if you skip one class? If your mother asks, just say that the teacher at school assigns group homework. So you have. Course take precedence.
Her words made sense. So I left my fear behind and went with Lelia to the fast food restaurant. We ordered what my mom think was healthy, and I felt so much more comfortable. We chatted, and I asked curiously, Lelia, your achievement is so poor. Don't your parents really scold you?
My dad has extremely low expectations of me. As long as I didn't mess up at school, he feels secure. Besides, a painter doesn't need to study well at school.
Oh, right. Your father is so good. Unlike my mother, she's very strict. If my achievements slip out of the top 5, it will be terrible. She nudged me in my shoulders, deliberately making me laugh.
You've grown up like this, whether your mother will hit you or something?
Thinking of my mother's disappointment, reproachful look, I shook my head and sighed. It'll be better if she just hits me. Okay. Ooh. Mom did ask me, but I used Lelia's excuse so she didn't suspect anything. However, Because I skipped more extra classes, my achievements declined. I dropped to third place. My mother was very unhappy, blamed me for not trying, and forced me to study more than before. Like the last straw that broke the camel's back, I didn't just sneakily protest like before. I started lying more, and I gradually tried all the things my mom forbade me to do. Navel piercings and changing into an aggressive style. One morning, on the way to school, "You say that you'll join Anna for group homework after class, right?" "Yes, that's right. I'll have dinner with her and come home late. You don't need to wait for me for dinner." "Okay, that's fine. Did you bring enough money? Should invite Anna for a meal." "Mom, can you give me $50? "I'll give you $200. Remember to offer a nice meal." "Thank you, Mom." I didn't actually go with Anna, right? That night, to watch the basketball game. There was a handsome guy on the team that I secretly had a crush on. Previously, I only dared pick at him from afar. But thanks to Lelia's encouragement, I dared to strike up a conversation with him. Although we would come to nothing, I was glad that in the prime of my life, I had experienced the feeling of liking someone. It was almost college exam day, but my performance kept slipping, which made my mom put even more pressure on me. Once, I was about to confess to my mother that I didn't want to be a teacher, but when I heard my parents shouting at each other, I was scared to say it. I failed to get into the university that my parents wanted. My grades were barely enough to get into a normal university. My mother was so angry that she did not bother talking to me for a week. Although I felt very guilty about having made a choice, I had to keep moving forward. Lelia was gifted, so she was selected directly. We spent 4 busy school years together. After graduation, I asked my mother for permission to move out with Lelia. We had an argument, and my mother agreed with only one condition. I had to continue taking the exam to be a teacher. I had no choice but to agree, but I didn't take my studies seriously and always tried to back out. Mom sometimes stopped over at our house to clean up and provide food. My mom said hurtful things to Lelia so many times that it made me feel extremely awkward. But life was not as always rosy. I did not want to follow the path of my parents set out, but chose to follow my passion. Therefore, even though I turned 24, I still struggled to find a stable job. Unlike me, Lelia's talent was recognized. Her father opened a gallery to display an auction for her paintings. She became famous and rich. As Mom came over to her house more and more, she kept urging me to pass a teacher training program. "Enough, Mom! It's been so many years. Why have you been—" "I want the best for your future. Is that wrong?"
"I don't mean that. Let's talk about it later."
In the following days, my mother brought me a suitcase full of books and forced me to study as I did in high school. I was very tired. I could not sleep on many nights and even had to resort to sleeping pills. One morning, I received a text from Lelia. "Sarah, something is wrong. You should hurry home. Your mother is angry." I rushed back, and as soon as I opened the door, I saw my mother sitting in the living room. In front of her was a suitcase full of beer cans. She pointed at me and scolded me. "Do you have anything to explain? Is it difficult for me to figure out how you can become a teacher? And this is how you respond?" "I don't want to take the civil service exam. I want to be a reporter." Mom angrily picked up the can and landed on me. Then she went over and hit me. Lelia, standing nearby, hurriedly intervened.
"Auntie, don't be angry."
"It's been more than 2 years and you still haven't had a job. Don't daydream anymore. Who do you think you are?" My eye sockets were red, and I tried to keep calm, replying, "Don't always criticize me. When I went to school, I never dropped out of the top 5. And when I went to university, I also won a scholarship for 3 consecutive years. Where am I bad, Mom?" "No matter how brilliant you are, you still failed the exam." "You want me to be a teacher? But I don't want to. From childhood to adulthood, no matter what I want to do, you always oppose it." My mother clutched her chest, breathing hard, and Lelia constantly reassured her.
Please come down, Auntie. Stop talking, Sarah.
Is that an objection? I just want the best for you. I don't need that kind of care. Why don't you have a conscience? I've been struggling to give you the best, and now you say you don't need it? You learned the habit of arguing from Lelia, don't you? How many bad things have you learned from her? My friend was suddenly dragged out as a cannon fodder, and I couldn't help myself anymore. It's okay if you scold me. Don't drag Lelia in. This is who I really am. Since a young age, what I've been best at is lying. The more things you forbid, the more I want to do them. And I've done it all. Do you know why I failed college? It's because I deliberately filled in the answer indiscriminately. I had no choice. If I passed the exam, I would have had to become a teacher according to your wishes. So I made the stupidest choice. I am bound to be a reporter, even if I had to stumble and suffer. But I am free from your grip. My mother and Lelia were stunned by my confession.
Don't listen to her. Words spoken in anger can be considered true.
A slap fell straight in my cheek, and tears fell from my mother's eyes. How dare you! It was you who forced me to do that. After saying that, I hugged my face and ran outside. Suddenly, a car came up and hit me. When I regained consciousness, I was in the hospital, and next to me was my mother. She looked distraught. She held my hand and cried. The doctor just told me about your depression. Why? Why didn't you tell me? Does that even matter now? Have you ever really listened to me? I know you're trying to do what's best for me, but your approach is too strict. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was putting you under so much pressure. It's all my fault. Let's stop blaming each other and make amends together. We hugged and cried after realizing our mistake. Lelia brought flowers to visit me, and my mother apologized for talking badly about her. She also promised that, from now on, she would give me the freedom to do what I wanted.